Now, aren't you lucky tonight? Because back from Spain, we have Jay. He's back. He's highly distracted because he's catching up on emails, but he's back. He's here with us.
They've returned.
He has returned. And of course, we have Buddy. Buddy's with us tonight. He's very excited about an old phone. We have Damon, who's doing his best Lionel Richie pose, as always. And Mr. Kelly. And myself, I'm Brian. Welcome to Hanging Out on Monday nights. I thought we'd just do a quick tip night where everybody could kind of give a tip or two, depending on how quickly these tips go. Just free stuff for DJs, just something we're doing that works for us and makes our life better or easier or fixes a problem. Who would like to go first?
I'll go first. Skip it.
All right.
Okay. DJs, no matter how bad the night goes, do not grab your client's phone when they put up requests and throw it across the room.
That's good advice.
I mean, when they go to right here in your face, do not throw it across
my
the room.
contact bar? Yeah.
As much as you want to throw it across the room, please do not. Just nod and say, okay, I'll get to it as soon as possible.
I feel you on that. Be patient with your clients.
Yes.
I think sometimes they think they're being cool by doing that. They think they're helping you, but I don't know. Me, I've got to put my reading glasses on for that. It's not fun.
So do I.
And they put it right like here where I could never possibly see it with these eyes. So I jump back and say, I can't read that. What does it say?
Yeah.
And then they try to get it closer. Like, no, closer is worse. What does it say? That is annoying.
That's my tip.
Jay, you've got a good tip.
Yeah, something I started doing years ago. Excuse me. I charge everything the night before, as well as fill the gas tank. It's just become like a habit.
Right.
I drive out, I get a full tank of gas, I get new batteries if I need at the store. But when I get home, I plug in my laptop, my backup laptop, and believe it or not, I just make sure my phone is 100% when I leave the house.
Yeah.
Just in case I get there and there's something. Power supply goes down, I can't get to power, whatever the case might be. So that's worked for years for me because then I don't have to sweat it. I'm not rushing around. Power goes out in the neighborhood, I don't get gasoline.
Anything you can do pre-gig is a good thing. Can you imagine? Let's just go back 20 years. Let's be real. 20 years ago, what did we have to make sure was charged before we left the house?
Nothing.
The laptop plugged in. Not your phone, but
they didn't seem to burn batteries the way they do now.
Phones,
until smartphones, like you could go 3-4 days on a phone.
It was a phone call.
Nokias. Yeah.
It wasn't like you were, there was no video or screens or anything. It was literally to make and receive calls 20 years ago, for the most part, unless you were really cool.
Yeah, I think I got my Sidekick in 06. So that was my first smartphone, was a Sidekick.
Yeah.
And I mean, I could take photos, I could send emails. I mean, but before that, no. Your phone wasn't really a priority.
No.
Excuse me.
I think it's interesting they even call them phones now. Just because it's just a feature this thing happens to do. But is it the most important feature or even one people use? It's hard to get people to even call or answer a phone call these days.
Well, it's funny, not to derail, but I can't tell if we were talking on here or somewhere else. Yeah, I think here the other night about like now phones have gotten so pervasive. Now some artists are making you lock them up in a bag.
Yeah.
When you get to the concert. Well, where's your ticket?
On your phone. There you go.
I imagine you get through security first, you get in, and then they take your phone.
Right.
But even once you get into the arena, it's like, I'm row 10, seat F. Here's my bag.
Well, man, if you know they're going to take your phone, you probably print a paper ticket because you're just going to leave it in the car in the glove box and just not.
Logistically, that's a lot, man.
I don't want to.
But that's it. Now they've got to come back. Right, they got to start printing tickets again.
Yeah.
Well, here's one other thing also with the phone. A lot of people pay, like I paid the gas pump. When I get diesel for my van or even for my own personal vehicle, I'm paying the pump. I'm using this and I'm not swiping because every time you tap, the magic machine inside gives a different security number, and that number doesn't trace back to the original debit card that's connected to it. So when you go to like a lot of arenas and stuff like that, you go order a hot dog or a beer or whatever you get, you tap to pay. How do you do that when it's inside of a bag? You can't use your phone.
It's got to be special venues. I mean, they can't do that for arenas. They've got to do it for smaller venues.
Ghost is doing it, and they're doing all arenas this year.
Really?
Yeah.
It's like
Believe it or not.
40, 50,000 people. They're going to.
Yeah. And they're saying we are not letting you.
50,000 bays for phones that
And we are not letting you. But you put it in a little bag that locks, and then on the way out, you have to go back to the same people, and they unlock the bag, and you take out your phone.
At that point, it's so much easier just not to bring your phone.
100%. But that's my point about, are they going to give me a paper ticket like the old days?
Yeah.
Because otherwise, I can't prove I'm supposed to be there without my phone.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
And how many stadiums now are cash free? And
almost all of them.
You try to you go buy want popcorn, you want a bottle of water, whatever it is. You can buy merch. What do they want to do? They want, I have my phone with me. I can't go and do, pay by PayPal or Venmo or whatever.
What's your tip, buddy?
I would definitely say, and I've done this plenty of times, is talk to the photographer with their wireless system for flash and make sure it's not connected to the same frequency you're on for your uplights. Because the fact that they're usually running the same system, 2.4 gigahertz. If you're using, the doggles or whatever, a lot of times they're in the same, range. And I've seen it before at venues when they're doing the lighting, the photographer taking pictures and the lights all change color and they flash and they do things. And then you got to get a hold of the venue manager and be like, you're on the same frequency as the photographer. You might want to send someone over to go change that.
How do you change the frequency on an uplight?
Like on certain uplights, you can go in and either you hit the little tab and you change a color, then different colors, different frequencies. So you go around and the little light on the side says blue, it's one frequency. Go to green, that's another frequency, and so forth, so on. So certain lights, you can change frequencies like that.
Look on the 8 stuff, you do it in the app. But there's like 32,000 different ones you can choose from.
It says frequency, because I've got the Chauvets. I've never heard that I could change I know I can change colors.
I don't know if you can or not.
I didn't know that they had a frequency.
If I remember correctly, in the FlareCon, you can do that on the app.
I have the color. Yeah. I have the old school.
You might be stuck.
Whatever.
And like Astera is on UHF, so I'm not worried about Astera. They're on their own UHF stuff, but uplights, some of the uplights, again, a lot of guys have a lot of newer lights. Ape Lab, solid because they're smart, but when you go to more of the some of the brands out there, they're not as expensive or as nice as Astera
stuff.
Yeah. They work at 2.4 gigahertz, and I've seen them plenty of times at places when they have those lights that are just directly imported from another country. They change color, and I've run into that plenty of times at venues that we're not doing the lighting, and all of a sudden, whoa, the lights around here just changed. Oh, the photographer took a picture. Give it a second or two, take another couple pictures, lights flicker or change or do something weird. You're on the same frequency.
So maybe here's the tip. Learn how to change the frequency on your lights just in case there's interference from anybody else there. Because I bet you the photographers don't know what frequency their lights are on, flashes on. So I think it would be responsible for anybody who has maybe a budget product like the Rockville or the Both or whatever. If there's the capability of changing the frequency, figure out how to do it just in case there's a problem.
So I need to open up my lights and play with them?
Yeah.
Read the owner's manual.
I still haven't opened mine up yet, so I'm sorry.
What's your tip, John?
Yeah, I tell them they can change the frame rate on their camera if they're getting flickering. They just a lot of them don't know about that.
Yeah, learn how to use your iris.
Yeah, learn how to use your expensive camera. Don't come in with this motorcycle high beam and whitewash everything. but
I
still,
don't light show, fool.
yeah, you're taking away my ambiance, man. No, for sure. All right, so mine's going to be probably in the redundancy department. I think you should have enough music in your computer to finish the gig if your hard drive goes down. If you know what you're walking into for an event, load a survival crate that gives you enough to finish the night if your USB goes bad.
Sure.
Or you got some issues with the hard drive. I mean, as bulletproof as they are these days, if I know I'm walking into a 90s, 2000s party, I'll put 200 songs in a folder. I can delete it. It's duplicated, but I have it there, and that if something does go wrong, or I'm locked down to one machine, I got one laptop running lights and I can't get to it, whatever. I know that internally there's enough music to finish the night and survive the day.
Yeah.
I found that for just keeping a folder of 80s, 90s, 2000s, 10s, 20s, just the best of, for a special event. If you get critical bullet point songs, you should have a folder for that anyway. First Dance, Father Daughter, like that should already be in your laptop. You shouldn't leave that to chance that you have to go dig for those. It should be really, really convenient and super accessible. But for some of the corporate stuff we do, they take little breaks and they're like, "Hey, you think you can throw some music on?" And if you got nothing on your machine, it's like, "Oh, let me see if I can connect the phone or something." So if you always have that stuff with you, you always have your laptop with you, but you don't always have your complete library. So just have some survival music, some electronic lounge, some filler music, so you don't have to rely on playing dinner jazz off YouTube with Liberty Mutual commercials in it.
What I used to do is have DJ set up on my phone, and then I had a little micro SD card in there that had some memory on it, and I would just put all of my wedding survival stuff on there, as well as maybe, the hot hits of the day kind of thing, what will be top 200 sort of things on, just in case something crashed. And this was when they had those little 1/8 inch audio jacks for headphones and microphones on all the phones, which they don't anymore. You have to get an adapter for that. But yeah, I do a tablet now too. So if the computer just goes away, I've got survival stuff on a tablet that weighs nothing and can go in my computer bag and get me through the night if I need to.
Well, that was the thing. We used to carry, nice CD players too. And back in the day, you always just carried one of those clamshell battery operated CD players that you can just jury rig to the mixer. If you lost the side, you can still play and get through the day. So just do things to help you finish the job and get to the finish line.
I'm going to divide the room politically. Mac and PC. So I know there's Mac people in here. I know there's PC people in here. But what I discovered,
Jay went out. Jay's like, I'm out.
I cannot discuss this publicly. Yeah.
No, I'm excited to hear how some of you have laptops that you've been running for 45 years.
Yeah. Well,
knowing your client gets nothing but the best.
Sure. So I bought a gaming laptop back in November, and when I was beta testing it, I kept discovering that, I'd run it for like an hour or two, and then out of nowhere it would just freeze. And that was with any software that I had that I ran on it. Why is it doing this? And I kept going into the computer and changing, I wanted the power to be optimum all the time in Windows. There's certain things you can do in Windows. Well, after some research, it turns out that there's BIOS on the computer with actual power plans in it. And a lot of the modern computers today, the PCs, only come with one power plan, and that's balanced. And it's like an eco thing, save the planet, whatever. What balanced power is able to do is, if it doesn't feel like your computer is using a lot of resources, it can go way down, and it can go way up real fast too. And this is fine for most games, I guess. But what happens with our DJ programs, apparently, is that they don't use a lot of resources. So the computer just thinks that, okay, we're not hardly doing anything. Let's go ahead and drop this power down to nothing. And then all of a sudden you have to do a little something. It jumps it back up, and it freezes things. It bugs out our programs. So usually there's different power plans you can choose from. And I guess they're S0, S1, S2, S3. S0 is balanced. And some new computers only have that balanced option unless you go into the BIOS and change it. So, I mean, that's a lot of geeky stuff, and I'm not a computer guy. But if an idiot like me can YouTube this or Google this and figure it out, so can you. Figure out how to put better power plans on your computer. Instead of keeping that balanced, make a custom power plan. I'm going to do a video on this soon where I share the video. I shared it with John a while back. Remember that?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw you got a YouTube thing up on that. You started to make mention of this discovery. So it'll be interesting, very informative for people.
You know why I put that video up? I've got a gig coming up in 2 weeks. It's time to go through my computer and update everything because it's been a minute. I don't think I've done big updates since April. So there were a lot of updates, and one of the updates was the BIOS. It flashed my current BIOS and put a brand new one in. So I'm thinking, oh no, did it get rid of my custom power plan? Fortunately, it did not. I did not have to redo everything. So it kept my custom power plan, even though it flashed the BIOS. But it got me thinking about it and how you had said at the time when I shared that with you, how come you never talked about this in a video? I'm like, well, maybe I should. So, yeah, I've got a really good video from some Windows users group where someone talks you through this and gives you this command that's way too long and everything else to do this, to go ahead and give yourself more than just the balanced power plan, where you can unlock these other power plans within your PC BIOS. And that keeps this power from fluctuating and keeps your programs nice and stable.
What are these updates are you speaking of?
That I just did?
Yeah, I have no idea.
You got one of those computers that never sees the internet?
No.
Does it, when you open it, you mean like when it asks you,
No.
do you want to just start your program, or do you want to do like...
I checked for updates today. I checked for updates today. It didn't do it automatically. I've got that turned off.
Yeah.
I thought it was the responsible thing to do, to check for updates. And, you know, because it's fixing things at this point. It's a relatively new machine. They're not trying to make it obsolete. They're fixing known bugs. So I wanted to go ahead and do all my updates, especially if I'm going to update my software for DJing. Like if I'm going to update VDJ, I want the latest version of everything when I update VDJ. I don't want to update VDJ. It doesn't work right because I don't have the updated stuff. So just trying to be responsible, update the machine. And, yeah, the BIOS was one of those things. I don't know specifically what bugs it fixed, but, and I could have not done it, but I literally went in and checked for updates, downloaded them, restarted the computer 75 times, and we're all updated.
And to make sure that it didn't go in and fix your fixes. Like I've changed stuff, and then you lose the settings or it defaults.
Right.
Like, no, I don't want it this way. Nay, as John Burnett would say.
Yeah. Unfortunately, nothing was changed that I had done that I could see that would be a problem. All of my little tweaks that I did, like getting rid of that S0 power saver mode, balanced power, it's still in play. I'm good there. I've got a good power plan in place. So yeah, it's about power plans on these things, not just in Windows, but in the BIOS as well. The BIOS is really what kind of dictates what is really happening. Apparently, I don't know, not a computer guy, but that is going to keep your new computers nice and stable. I know personally, because I'm not a computer person, I have bought new computers in the past. And I've tried to run software on them only to have problems of one type or another. And in my brain, I say, you know what? The old one worked just fine. I'm just going to use this new one as backup. Because I didn't know what the problems were. Some of this kind of stuff fixes those problems. So you can use your new PC the way you want to. Or you can be a Mac guy and just, everything's great.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Rose-colored glasses in Mac world.
Yeah.
They are. I like my rose-colored glasses.
Bunch of Mac holes.
Okay. Well, I mean, I got another.
Go ahead.
Since we're talking about laptops and PCs and Macs and all that stuff, I highly recommend having an extra power supply for your laptop on hand.
Yes.
I really recommend that. Even though I run 2 laptops, I still have a third power supply in my bag just in case something ever happens.
Great idea.
Because I've seen it happen many times with DJs before. They show up with one laptop, and all of a sudden their power supply goes bad. And halfway through the gig, their laptop dies because they have no power.
I don't know if this is with the new Macs as well. But with the new PCs with this USB-C, you can actually use like a phone charger to power your PC now. You don't need a separate brick power supply. Can you do that with Mac as well?
To a certain degree, yeah.
If you have the right wattage.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. You need
Got to be the right voltage. Yeah.
18 volt or something at least.
Or voltage, I'm sorry.
Yeah, right voltage. But if you don't, you're still screwed. So,
You are screwed.
so spend the $65 and then get the extra power supply and keep it in your bag as a backup.
It's a relatively inexpensive thing to do.
Yes.
Absolutely. I did it with my Republic of Gamers computers for years. Multiple power supplies. I usually had one built into the rack itself, and then I had one in the bag just in case.
Yeah, that's how mine is.
Yeah, yeah. It's a smart thing to do.
Hmm.
Any other tips anybody want to throw out there?
The other thing is, piggybacking off yours and Damon's, with Macs, we have these great things called MagSafes. So that's a magnet. So if somebody trips, they're just going to pull this. They're not going to pull the USB-C and the laptop across the table.
Right.
But every time they come out with new ones, these change.
Okay.
So they get a little bigger, a little smaller. But I have old power supplies from like a 2010, and for $10 they sell an adapter that goes on it.
Oh, that's cool.
That converts it up to the new one.
Right.
Now they do not have that for the newest, the wider one, which is like the MagSafe 3, and you can probably see a little bit. This is the new one. This is like 90 volts. This is the old one, obviously smaller.
Yeah.
But it's worth checking to see if they make an adapter to update an old power supply. Because it's usually like $10. You were talking about adapters for the phone. To go from Lightning to a mini plug on my old iPhone, I think it was like $11 at the Apple store. The other thing is this, and this is true with Macs and those, what are the other ones? PCs. This is true with both of those. And this has happened to me several times.
Hater, man. Just a hater.
Well, no, I wouldn't hate on him if they didn't go down. I mean, it'd be one thing if I was dating him, but I'm not. So, you know, but I'm bummed. I'll be here all week now. Do yourself a huge favor, and if you don't do this, do me a favor and don't call me. Because I've had these phone calls probably 50 times. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, I'm at a gig. I updated virtual. I updated to Windows 11. Nothing is working. Yeah, you're screwed. Sorry. Do not update everything the day before a gig.
Oh,
Give yourself
bench. Always bench.
a couple of weeks to make sure. And the other thing is, and I don't know, I'm sure virtual is the same as Serato and Rekordbox and everything else. You can always leave the last working version on your laptop.
Yes.
So if you, and it's happened to me where I've gotten to gigs, you know, new version of Serato 3.1. Great. Can't wait. Oh, I'm having problems. Shut it down. Go to the files. Open 3.0. 3.0, do the gig, everything's great. So just cover yourself. And I hear it literally weekly. I just updated everything, nothing's working. It's like, well, you may have updated to, you know, Windows 12 comes out. Guess what? Serato, Virtual, and Rekordbox may not have drivers ready.
Yeah, they're not ready for it yet.
And we'll say, Rekordbox will promote on social media, please do not update to Sonoma or or Windows 12. We do not have drivers.
Serato does the same thing.
Exactly. You cannot use our product with these new operating systems because they haven't been released to us for testing. So if you look at my computer and my programs, I'm always running 2 versions back on software and at least one, maybe 2 versions back on operating. I'm running 12 or 13 on that laptop, and I think they're up to 15. Nope, if everything works, I'm good.
Yeah.
Don't feel the need to update. Like, you know, what Brian said makes total sense. If you're trying to update everything to get everything in line, do it. But if you're solely focused on the program and the computer, let it run if it's running. If you have a problem, start updating.
Yep.
But I get this all the time. Oh, I just updated the firmware, the software, the OS. What do I do now?
Right now, you can't even pinpoint the problem because too much is going on.
Right.
Too many things have changed. There's no way on the phone for free I'm helping you out to that extent. There's nothing I can do.
Wait a while for that one.
Yeah, in person, I can't help you. I would tell you to go backwards.
I think that in layman's terms, for anybody out there who's like, kind of like me right now, understand that Apple is a huge company. Understand that Microsoft is a huge company. And they're doing crazy cool things with their operating systems and their OSs. And understand that companies like BDJ is a relatively small company. And Serato is a relatively small company. And Rekordbox is a relatively small company. It takes them a while to catch up. So they need time to look at this new stuff and figure out how their software is going to work with these new operating systems. So always keep that in mind.
And they just don't get them. Apple's much, much bigger than us. They're not. We call Apple and say, "Hey, man, we're the leading manufacturer. Yeah, we'd like to see your new, operating system beta." Nope. Okay, thank you.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. Thanks for calling. Yeah.
You're nobody.
Jay. Nope.
You're a surface nuisance at that point. Just go away.
Well, because there's no benefit to them. It's like you look at our segment of the, obviously you've got a room full of DJs on a DJ network talking about being DJs. Then you step out into the real world and it's like, we're not that important in the realm of technology.
Okay.
No.
Even looking.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I was going to say, go ahead, Damon.
I just want to say one more thing since we're talking about operating systems and different versions of software and stuff like that. Please, if there's a beta version that comes out, do not use it at a gig. Please do not use it at a gig.
Serato has a skull and crossbones on every beta they put out, and it's what lights up on the screen, and it says, this is a beta.
Yes.
And it says, do not use this at a gig, or it's at your own risk. Do not call us.
Yeah.
So many people do.
They all do. I love this new feature. I'm going to give it a shot. Really quick, I did a gig in 2012 with a new software, brand new controller, had been released on Thursday. This was a Saturday wedding. I show up, the microphone's not working on the controller, which I didn't know because we hadn't used it yet. And then all of a sudden the software, I can't get 4 decks, so I'm having to figure out on the fly how to run. Oh, it was a horror show. It's a horror show.
Beta test.
Well, and that's it. I don't blame anyone but me. The gear came to me on Wednesday. I did a Guitar Center thing on Thursday, and I decided to use it on Saturday. And then I had it at home for a month before I put it out in the field again.
Yeah, that's the way to go. I mean, like I said, I've got a gig coming up like on the 11th. So I've got time. I've got time to go through everything, check it out, make sure everything runs right. My biggest concern in all the beta testing process right now is to do it when Ollie's not here because he likes to tear keys off of my keyboard on the laptop. So as long as the cat's not in the room, I can beta test this stuff and let it run.
He can tear a key off the keyboard?
Yeah, the keys are fascinating to the cat, and the cat has claws.
Yeah.
The cat just
but it can pull a key out?
Oh, yeah.
Popping them off like
it pops right back in.
Okay.
I have been to gigs before where I have had beta tested the computer, make sure everything works right. It's working great. I throw it together before I go to the gig. I get to the gig, and my cue is missing.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, crap. Oh, when I get home, I'll look on the floor, and it'll be there because that a-hole cat tore it off the computer.
Nice.
It happened.
Wow.
Well, they make these little plastic BBs, so next time a cat goes towards your laptop and starts clawing at it, shoot them with a plastic BB. I'm just saying.
Yeah, there you go.
You can't use water because it's electronic.
Rubber band love.
One of the many reasons why I like dogs more.
Cat haters.
Look, goldfish.
You see haters, cat haters. See, did you see a connection here? They're just not good people. I'm just.
I don't know. I'm a
I'm
PC
a
user.
great person.
I'm a PC user.
That doesn't shock anyone.
Exactly.
I told you they're haters.
Not
They hate
haters.
cats and they hate
Hey,
you.
Jay, do you clean your filters out on your fans for your computer? Oh, you don't have filters.
Never have.
There's no filters on Apple's gaming PCs. Have big fans.
Yeah.
You can get filters for them.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah,
I'm not a
Keep the
gamer,
dust out.
though.
Also, I don't run the overheating.
I
don't
only
either.
read in my
I hear Apple guys all the
in my
time.
12 plus years of DJing with the Mac, actually almost 14 years, I've only overheated one time, and that's because I was directly in the sun.
I'm a
So
little bit
14 years.
behind.
Oh, no, I've had a couple go down at gigs where it was
I've
like,
never had to go
109, 114. Yeah, no, I've been outside where I don't care if Bill Gates showed up with vaccines and his own custom laptop. Nothing was going to work. That was just
Right.
apparent. There was no way to get any computer to work.
Yeah.
So that was where having an all-in-one came in. I mean, it's not a hate thing. I've explained it too many times, but the bottom line is this. That computer right there was last used the other night. If I close that screen and wait 2 weeks, then I open the screen, the last song I played on it will be open, and if I touch the controller, the song will move. I've owned a bunch of laptops. I just never found that was the case. Maybe that's changed, but when you've been in a Bentley, you don't need to go back to a Chevy.
Thank you.
Why slum it? Like people like me.
Get over it. Yeah.
No, we
And
need
Buddy
people to have
and,
laptops.
And John, I believe.
You've got to have a setup.
I got
You
both.
can't just have one class. You've got to have that separation. Even though, like I said, you guys all seem to have nothing but praise for them. So I've certainly been impressed with the time you've gotten out of those things. And that's great. That's all it comes down to. I'm not buying gear for Buddy any more than he's buying it for me. He should buy what works for him the same way I buy what works for me. I don't even care if he uses Pioneer gear. Buy what works for you.
Speaking
It's
of
your
gear.
gig.
Speaking of gear, Brian, sponsors.
Oh yeah, those people.
Yeah, I gotta
And that's actually software. DJ Event Planner is our sponsor for this show, as they are all of our shows. Thank you, DJ Event Planner, for being one of our channel sponsors. If you'd like to learn more about them, we encourage you to go to this description of this video on YouTube and check them out. Click on the link and have a look. Let's put a fork in it, guys. What do you say?
Absolutely.
Before Eric turns his camera on and starts saying Eric things. Oh, God, there he is.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
My cat's here to tear keys off the keyboard. Shoo.